I'm live. Oh. I'll have to shut that volume off. Okay, that is off. Okay, I think I got everything off. Oh. Okay, now, first things first. Nice fresh bottle. Mm. Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Not much. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm tired, man.
I am too. I just dropped an exhaust after I got home from the next town over from being out all day.
Oh, man. Rough. Hey, Bryce.
Oh, it was rough. Yeah. I literally had the muffler sitting on my chest trying to pull it out from under the car.
Oh, man. No way. Hey,
Yeah.
Sean Rad. How's it going, buddy? Yeah, we've been doing 14-hour days for the last couple weeks, so I am.
Yeah, I've been pushing hard too, trying to make some money.
Yeah, for sure, man. Got to get caught up. So,
You know, I got two one sensor that I know needs to be replaced on a Dodge Avenger, but there might be two that needs to be replaced.
oh, what's a Dodge Avenger like? The car, the chat like a
Yeah,
Challenger, kind of. Yeah, right on. Go Edmonton.
but yeah, I just figured I'd pop up and say hey.
Right on,
Uh,
buddy. Yeah. Oh, it's good to see you.
yeah,
But
I'll go back into the chat and sit.
yeah, whichever. I'm just waiting for my wife. I don't know what she's hoping to get done here soon, and she's in another town. She had to go for a wildfire emergency operations. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, we got some pretty bad fires around us now. Like they're evacuating a couple of towns, so she had to go help with that. So,
Yeah, we had that smoke over top of us all day
yeah,
from yesterday and today.
yeah,
It
that's
finally.
probably from. I know there's fires all over Canada, but I
Hmm.
doubt you're getting smoke from up here just because we're.
No, it came from the south, from what it
Oh,
looked like.
yeah, yeah, that's crazy, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So what Bryce is saying, parted out a truck air conditioner pump. Oh, so do you now know how it works, Bryce?
I was just gonna say that.
I tear things all apart all the time, thinking I'm gonna figure out how they work, but I just know how they don't work.
Right? I
Oh,
try and tear things apart and figure out why they're not working.
yeah, I only ever there's a couple times I had microwaves and but it was already too late by the time I figured out what was wrong. I had like already tore most of the thing apart, and then I see a burned out fuse, and I'm like, oh man.
Right.
That would have been a good microwave for somebody if I had to replace a fuse. But then you talk to guys and they say you might have replaced the fuse and it could have burned somebody's house down. Like there's obviously a
Right.
reason that it blew. So scrap it anyhow. I lucked out. I stopped on my way home from work. I stopped at the kids' place and the place they're renting. There was two like a big portable air conditioner and then a window shaker. And
Hmm.
I said, what are you guys doing with that? And she said, oh, I'm just hoping somebody can come with the truck and take them to the dump. I said, the dump? I said, what do you think I do? Like, so she was like, yeah, but you don't want these. They don't even work. I said, that's what you recycle. You don't recycle the stuff that works.
Right.
But anyways, yeah. 100% chance you couldn't recycle. That's me putting everything back together. People are always telling me, "Oh, you could fix that. You could put that back together," and I'm like, I don't even have time to take half of the stuff I got apart, let alone put
Right.
it back together. And where we live, like hardly anybody lives here, so you could fix something and you might have it sitting in your shop for 2 years until somebody wants it.
Yeah,
I've got
exactly.
good microwaves, and like people will be like, "Oh, you got a microwave?" I'm like, "Yeah, give me $20," and they're like, I can buy a brand new one for 100," and I'm like, "Well, I'll go get a brand new one then." Like,
Right. Like
like
whatever.
I mean, it costs me a whole bunch of time and gas to go get this thing, and and then I gotta play with it to make sure it works and everything, and like I don't know, what do you want it for, $8? Like
Right.
but
Cheapskates. Jeez.
well, it's just like I understand that you can get one for $100. Oh, you're not too late, Roger. I saw I been seeing everybody putting videos up, but we got an ultimatum that if we got caught on our phones while driving, then we're fired. So I've been going 14. Like sometimes when I get down to the gravel pit, I'll have a couple minutes while I'm waiting to get loaded, and I'll throw on a couple of shorts or something. But I
You
saw
know,
I saw Shark had a video come on today, but I haven't had a chance to see anything really. Sometimes I'll leave one playing on the seat beside me, but the problem with that seat is the anything that's small will slide right out the back, and then it's on the floor behind the seat, and then I can't get it. So
oh Jesus.
yeah, so not good. But
I
other than
would
that,
take a
how's everybody else's week been going? I know you've been busy, but I don't know what Roger's been doing. Bryce has been driving. I've seen him going. Sean did a few videos too. I watched one. I didn't quite watch it. I had it playing. Um, he tore apart a turbo on like a car's turbo,
oh
and
nice.
yeah, it was pretty interesting because like I see them all the time, but I've never seen one in a scrap pile.
Right.
But I figured it was cast aluminum. I didn't realize there was brass in it too,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I think that usually those kind of parts go for core, like when the mechanics take
You
them
know,
apart, those go back in to get rebuilt. Probably, I don't know. I've never seen them. Even the big ones on our trucks at work, like I never see the parts laying around. I think they always go back to the part shops.
yeah. Most of the time, if they have a core on them, they'll uh most people will just take them off and take them in and get the core for
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It's weird though with batteries. Like we get, I think it's a $15 core on batteries for vehicles. And like people
Mm-hmm.
will say, "Hey, do you take batteries?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I mean, you can get $15 back if you take it in for the core." And they're like, "Eh." I'm like, "Hey, if you can't be bothered for $15, I can." Like,
Right. I'll take it. Shit.
yeah,
Mine's only 10 up here, but hey, $10 still better than nothing,
yeah.
even if it is store credit.
You got this was a You found the turbo in a garbage. I didn't even know Ford Escorts had turbos.
Uh-huh.
Oh, what do we got here? Last 2 weeks have been nuts, not getting any better. Tomorrow I have a town-wide electronics drop-off. Oh wow! Like
Awesome.
where you get to have all the electronics they drop off, Roger? Oh, you got those. Yeah, I've seen those on highway tractors before. I've never had the pleasure of having any, but is that the ones where they got kind of the S one going to the to each tire, and I don't know. It must just rotate on a bearing in there, does it, Bryce? sport model. The I had a real fun time, Bryce. You'll love this one. I had a full load of 3/4 crushed gravel on, and the truck they put me in, mine's getting I don't know, oil cooler or something replaced, and they put me in this truck, and it's got a great big, like a 2.5 inch toggle switch for the dump, like to dump your trailer,
Oh,
and
nice.
it's like right above um, the cup holders and everything on the dash. So I'm tootling up this hill, and I go to reach for a cup of coffee, and just as I'm reaching, I hit this bump, and my hand comes up and hits that switch, and it opens the dump valve. And luckily, I shut it really quick. I only dumped about a yard of gravel in the middle of the highway, but there was like a whole bunch of cars behind me, and I was right on the radio. Like, so they had to get a street sweeper to come out and clean it all up. And yeah, I got back, and the boss says, I said, I got to fill out this incident report, but I can't figure out the thing. He says, oh, what incident did you have? I said, like right then when I just dumped that gravel. He goes, oh no, we got that cleaned up. That's not an incident. And I said, that is
Nice.
like the that is the definition of an incident. So
Right.
nobody was hurt. We had it cleaned up within 20 minutes. Like, it's not a big deal. And
Oh, shoot.
I said it
That's
still
nice.
has to be written up. Like the company that owns us now is a huge corporation, and they want all of this safety stuff. And so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
anyways, I said, listen, I said, we got to write this up. Like, you need to write me up. I said, like, I fully agree that I shouldn't have hit that switch. I said I didn't mean to hit it, obviously, but so I put in a green sheet for the mechanics to put a much smaller switch on there, because it's a huge honking switch just hanging out right over the cup where your cup is.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and when I first, it was my fault too, because when I first got in at the start of the week, I looked and I said, "Wow, look at that switch! I wonder how many times people have flipped that thing open." And
Right.
man, oh man!
All right, bro. I got to roll. I'm
All right,
sorry.
yeah, no
Have
problem.
a
Take
good
it easy,
night.
Rodolph. Have a good night. Axle bearings are just under 120 pounds. I saw that you had a video on that, Sean, or I don't know if it's the same one. I saw like a headline come up about an e-waste pickup. Hey, Steve, what's up, buddy? The what else we got going on here? I'm right here, buddy. She said she was getting off she thought at 7, and then she was going to her hotel, and she was going to try and join the live, so I don't know. Oh man, I can tell you I sure need this drink though. The I had another weird thing. I guess it was happened last weekend, and you guys can let me know if I'm completely out to lunch on this. Um, so 2 years ago, my neighbor sold me this boat, and it had a seized motor on it, like a 70 horse Evinrude motor on it. He wanted $1,000, but he wanted the seized motor for something. So it had the trailer and all that. So I said, yeah, I'll buy it. So I bought it for $1,000. And then he said, because he said he had a guy that had a motor and would sell me this motor. Hey, Daniel. Um, so I get this boat home and everything, and then this guy comes by. He says, "Hey, I hear you want to buy a motor." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Do you know a lot about these boats?" Like, he said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, can you like sell me the motor, but also put the motor in and hook it up with my steering and all that?" Because I was too busy, I couldn't do it. Like, I was working 12-hour days then. And he said, "Yeah, no problem." I said, "Also, I could use that because it had a huge 4-foot extension on the tongue of the trailer." So I said, any chance that you could cut that now? Because he's a welder too. And he said, "Yeah, yeah, no problem. I can do that." So I don't know. It had to be like maybe. I told him that was in August. I said, I don't need it right away because he was busy at the time. And I said, but if you could have it done by spring, that'd be great. So spring came and I went over. No, he didn't have it done, and he was working on it. He's going to get it done. And so late summer came, and I went back over there a few times, and there was nobody there. And then I found his girlfriend, and I said to her, like, "Hey, when am I going to get this boat? Like, I've been trying to get a hold of the guy." She said, "Oh no, you're not going to get it anytime soon because he's too busy working on his boat." So then I don't know. It was like maybe October of that year. I get a phone call from another guy saying, "Hey, you better go get your boat. Like that place got busted. The cops are all over it, and they're gonna start seizing property." So I phoned the lady who was renting the place to him. I didn't realize that he didn't own it at the time. And I said, like my boat's there, and it never got fixed. And she said, "Okay, I'll call the police and explain to them that that boat is yours." They were wondering whose it was, and so I went and picked it up. Somebody phoned the police when I was there getting it, and because I don't know, I guess it was like a drug den or something. I don't know exactly. But so anyways, I get this boat home, and it's got the trailer shortened down, but nothing like the engine's gone off of it, but there's no new engine on it. There's like nothing done, and the guys apparently left town. So fast forward to, I don't know, 4 months later, he buys the place next door to me and moves in. And I'm still pretty fuming about this, like now I've got this boat for a year and a half that the motor never went on or anything. And so that was almost 2 years ago that this started. And he comes to me last week and he's like, "Hey, I think you owe me a bit of money for cutting that trailer hitch down on your boat." And I said, "What? Are you kidding me?" Like I got pretty heated. I don't know. I just immediately snapped. So I just started cursing him out and telling him exactly. Like I said, what you think I owe you money? Like you didn't even finish the job you agreed to. Like, and I said, then I have to get a phone call from a stranger telling me I better go get my boat. I go and get the boat. I said, "You've been living next door to me for a year now." And I said, now you're telling me I owe you money? Like, when was this discussed? Well, I cut that trailer down. Like, I said, "What good is that to me? I haven't been able to use the boat because there's no motor." So, anyways, at the end, I told him, oh, he goes, "Well, I figure a couple $100." So I said, "Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to get you a couple $100." And then I just didn't. And I told Jerry I'm not getting him. I said I will give it to him in a couple of years. I said he's going to get his money in the timely fashion that he did the work. So, anyways, yeah, it's something, that's for sure. I don't know what the deal is. So, anyways, I gotta say hello to Dano. Who else? Anybody else? I guess nobody else. But hello to all of you. Yeah. So like during this whole thing he's like, "So what, you think that absolves you from your debt, like for the work I did?" I'm like, "What are you talking about debt? There was never." I said I couldn't even get a hold of you. I couldn't find you. You never once, you've been here for over a year, and you never once said, "Hey, like you owe me some money." I said, "Now, like, so it's been over 2 years now, and now you decide that you're going to tell me that I owe you a couple $100." I said, "Okay, no problem. You'll get your couple $100." I imagine he'll be like burned out. He's already lit the place on fire next door once. I guess like his last three places he's been in, he's lit on fire. So, hey Naz, how's it going, buddy? Thank you, Mike. Thanks for your input on that. Anyways, I don't know. I thought I was rightfully angered, but then he seemed like upset that I would even be irate. Anyways, I don't know. I guess maybe I went a little bit too heated on him, but I mean, still, like to me, I was like just, well, now I've just got this $1,000 boat that I can't use. And I know $1,000 isn't a whole lot. It's a pretty nice boat. I thought I got a pretty good deal on it, but like I don't know what. I guess maybe I know that the one, the last, not this place, but the place that my boat was at. It was because the pipes froze underneath, so he put a Herman Nelson under there, and I guess it got too hot and it lit the house on fire. And the lady who owned the house, like, she's basically lost her house. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I can't tell if he does it or if he just sells it or what. Like, I know everybody says he's a crack dealer, but I know crackheads go there, but people also say that he sells Indian cigarettes. So I don't know. Like, and to me, adults can do what they want to do. If you want to go and do crack and whatever, as long as, I know the people that I see going over there don't have a bunch of little kids or anything. So to me, it's kind of like, if you want to, if that's what you want to do with your life, go ahead. Oh, Bryce, I'm very passive. I didn't even take one step towards the fence. I tell you, I wanted to, though, but he's disabled. Well, he didn't come to my house. And I don't have a 44, but I could have got the. Oh no, I don't even have the 270 here. I guess just the 12 gauge or the 22, but 12 gauge looks more fearsome. Yeah, I don't. I'm just sitting there thinking like, oh, like, so am I gonna have to put up? I hope that I have to keep on putting up with him saying like, hey, where's that $200? Yeah, oh, I'm gonna get that to you. Yeah, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that to you. I figure I have 2 years because that's how long it took. All right, we'll see you in a while. Is it like that? Well, I mean, that's as far as I know, that's the only drug dealer, but or alleged drug dealer. I really don't know. But I know there's another criminal element, but I mean, I, I don't have anything to do with them other than, the odd time where I've had to ask them to leave, like when I was doing security. But it was never anything like other than fishing where they weren't supposed to be fishing, like in a active construction zone, stuff like that. But yeah, it's crazy. Drugs are legal. Well, weed's legal. I don't think other drugs are. Well, maybe actually somebody said they were legal somewhere, Vancouver or something. They're legal, but yeah, I don't know. Like I'm pretty sure whatever he's got going on over there, I don't think it's legal. I always think that too. When we started making soap here, we called it Dirty Bird soap, but I kind of wanted to call it Hudson soap. There's a lot of divorces, and it's a hydro town, so we get a lot of people transfer for BC Hydro into here because we got like now there's 3 dams in this area. But well, Steve knows what it's like up here. He's been around. But yeah, it's quite a. I forget what it when before I moved here, I looked it up on Wikipedia, and it told like about the crime rate and everything, and it had higher than the provincial average of marijuana crimes, drunk driving crimes, and um, fights. I can't remember what it was. Basically, bar brawls, but it was at like we didn't even have a bar then. It was dances. So like probably once a month they'd have like a big dance at the community hall, and there'd be like these brawls outside, and the police would come and break it all up. But the that was other than that, we were very low on the crime scene. Hey, Canadian grower, good to see you. The so yeah, it was we were. I don't know. I feel pretty lucky to live here. I love the quiet life, and yeah, I got to deal with one asshole neighbor, but generally the people here they're good people, and you can talk to them just if you got a problem. Like the people who used to live next door there, They had, when we first moved here, they had teenage kids, and I'd have to get up at 4:30 in the morning to go to work, and they would be like partying with like death metal, and it'd be like 11 o'clock, and all of a sudden somebody would just crank the tunes up, and I'd go over there, and there's like a whole bunch of drunk and stoned kids, and they'd oh, we're really sorry, sir, I'm very sorry, I didn't realize you had to work early. And then they would, honestly, for a bunch of drunk kids, I thought they were doing pretty good at keeping it quiet. But yeah, not too much, just drinking some whiskey and winding down after a very long week. I gotta get my yard cleaned up. Last weekend I burned most of my shed. We took a bunch of stuff to the dump, just trying to get stuff cleaned up here. And now Jerry's got deployed to well, I guess Saskatchewan, you'd have a bunch of fires there too, but she's got to go to Dawson Creek. And oh, did you guys know it's Dan's birthday today? Happy birthday, Dan. But he had to look after his wife's, she's doing a sale. She sells clothes. Um, and also, here's Dan. Oh yeah, no, I'm right in the dead center of town, Daniel. That's why. But yeah, Dan, he's celebrating his 71st birthday today. No, he just looks like it. 7 AC motors. Yeah, I've got about I don't know, maybe 100 for you to do if you want to pop over. I keep stacking them up, thinking I'm gonna save these up and do a whole bunch at once because they only give me shred price for them. So I'm not doing that. The I'm sure Dan will watch. He said, I think last week he said he watched the one from before. So I'll tell him that it's a big happy birthday to him, and then I will time mark it so he doesn't have to waste his time on this bullshit. Up until right now. Man, oh man, so tired. Like I'm getting up at about 4:30 every morning, and then work until 7, and then by the time you get home and eat and get ready for bed, and it's like I'm not getting a lot of sleep. And then we're going now to 4 days one week and 5 days the next. So and then Fridays are going to be, we're off at 3 instead of 7, so that's better. And then I get every other Friday off. A lot of overtime, so that works out really good. It is the highlight of the show, although that's not saying much. Anybody else can pop on here. The link's up there. I'm not picky, as you could tell. I'll even pour one for you. Oh, so I see E-Waste Mike's been busy too. I was watching or partially watching his videos, listening in, and good for you, buddy. Like I'm really happy for that you're getting all this like insane influx of stuff, like to keep you to where you can barely even keep going. But I don't know, get another copper stripper, I guess. I think you got the room in the house, don't you? Or you can just put a bunk out in the shop. Mm. Yeah, that's good though, man. Like other than like I know you got to pay for a lot of that, but I mean, as long as you're making money on the stuff you're paying for, here I couldn't do that because they pay me way too much for wire, like unstripped wire. So I figured it all out, and even like for tech cable or Romex or anything. Actually, I got a video, just haven't edited it yet, on like all the tech cable, a couple different sizes that I had. And it's yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like it's even without factoring in my work, it's still cheaper or better for me to just sell it as tech cable. I don't know why. Oh, good. Samisha's. Looks like you've been into some whiskey too, Bryce. Yeah, no, that's really good. And that's the weird thing here that and Shark, I think he was doing like some comparisons too. This is maybe a couple years ago now, but he lost money when he stripped Romex, and once you figured out the weights and everything, and not even including your time, like he lost money. So for me to buy the stuff from my yard, it would already cost me more than I would get. So that there's just no point. I have asked them though, and he said that he's willing to sell me stuff, but I'm not in a position right now. Like I'm working way too much, and it looks like I'm going to be going like this until October, and then we're going into plowing again. So that at least with plowing, you're just working your 40 hours a week unless you get like a snowstorm. And so I go and work my 8 hours a day, and then I'll have some time to do some scrapping. Um, those ones Mike had? I saw like I didn't know what those were. I've got a thing, and I I haven't had time to even edit any videos, but I started doing a video on it, and I think I mentioned it in my last live, but it's a Sola. Um, I can't remember process microcomputer. It's for cleaning the power to come into it. It's 1,000 watt, and the thing is like it was 150 or 190 something pounds. And when I opened it, I've got it on the video when I end up doing it. But like the transformer does not look like it's worth taking apart. But I'm not doing anything with it. I'm hoping that somebody will buy it as the what it's intended for. But the guy that gave it to me for the case of beer said like he had it up for free and nobody was calling. So, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, especially with that. I was talking to the chimney. I saw this chimney guy when I was getting a sandwich on the way home, and I asked him about that stove, and he said, oh, he said if you fix that stove up, he said you can get $1,200 for it easy. But I was looking for the parts, like the actual factory parts, and it's going to cost like $700 for the parts. So he gave me the name of a welder that does all like this guy repairs stoves all the time, and he said this guy's excellent with cast iron. He can weld up anything, and he said it'll. He said if he can weld it, then it'll save me a lot of money. He said it'll probably still cost me a couple $100 for the welding on the cracks, but he said like it's better than paying 700. And the guy will cut me the plates that I need, the baffles in the top. So because I do think that stove's going to be overkill for the C can, but I don't have to stoke it right up. 1,500. Oh, I guess my guess of 38,000 was off. So how long will that take you? Like, would it take you a couple of days to make that 700 to 900, or like 3 days, 4 days? I don't know. Like what the um like it looked like forever, especially if you're cutting it. But I guess with that tech cable, you got to cut it into chunks to get it out of there, right? Because you're not gonna like slice that whole roll at once. Daniel, you should get your ass up to Mike's and buy that for $3,000. Um, yeah, I like I all that stuff I had. There was like analyzers and like system analyzers and stuff, and only one of them was worth anything. I can't remember the name, but whatever the brand was, the guy even said like even not working, you'll get $200 for it because guys want them for parts. But there was one that like I said, this guy said, "Oh, like I'm interested in your analyzers." So I was showing them the picture of this one, and I said, "You know, just give me the scrap value and pay for the shipping." He said, "I wouldn't pay for the shipping for that pile of junk." And I'm like, "Well, I don't know. It's like a system analyzer, but yeah, I guess some are good, some are bad." That's crazy. I can't even get my pants off this weekend. Well, I probably can. I should probably get them off soon. Oh, right on. We got an auction coming up, and I've still got something sitting. I bought this. I didn't even look at it for $10. I bought a pallet of tin. Is all it said on it. And then when I went to get it, the guy had put it in with some other guy's order, and so he said, "Oh, I'll have to get that back from the guy." So I got to go back before the next auction, which is in a couple of weeks, I think, and pick up this pallet of tin. I guess it was like eaves troughing. So when he said it was gutters, I thought, oh, it's probably aluminum and not tin. But and I also don't know how much the pallet weighs. It was like a 12-foot long pallet. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Well, the one I don't know. I did a video on it. I took it apart and it was full of tantalum capacitors. Like I'd never seen so many tantalum capacitors. Like it, and but it was I think it was on Wannabe Scrapper. It was like one of my very first videos, and it was these things were the whole reason I even started scrapping because I had this building full of all this junk that like they had the roof's leaking and there's stuff like laying where the roof's just leaking into it, and then the one analyzer had the battery had exploded and then leaked all through a bunch of the boards, and it was just a mess. So, but I'm thinking like, well, look at these boards. Like they got to be pretty good. I don't. At the time, I had never even. I didn't know anything about e-waste. I still really don't. But like at that time, I just did the video because I'm trying to find out what this stuff is, and I didn't even know what to look up. Like, lots of times every time I'd see something I was going to scrap, I'd look it up and I'd see a YouTube video. But with this thing, even on Google, it didn't bring up the brand name of this thing. So apparently that makes a big difference if nobody ever bought them originally and it was made in Quebec or something like that. So and the company went out of business I looked up the company that made it and they went out of business in like 1991 or something. So I guess it was just garbage, but like I kept all the boards because I was like, oh, look at all these tantalum capacitors, and I know I'm never going to do anything. Oh, hi, Banks. Hi. What do you? Why you don't need to become? Hi. Or do you want to drink a whiskey? No, no, that's animal abuse. Oh. Okay, go. You go. I already fed you. Just in case you guys were wondering, I already fed the dogs. So please don't get angry. No, you gotta go. We're not going anywhere tonight. Tomorrow we'll go somewhere. Go out to your bed. Just go. Oh, like, oh man. Like I took the whole thing apart and it was full of it reminded me of or when Mike's video what I saw of it today, but I think it was maybe yesterday or the day before's video. He called it copper coated cast aluminum, and this was like that except for I think it was anodized aluminum. It was like really heavy aluminum and kind of cut, I guess CNC'd or something, whatever, to into the shape of the board underneath. And there was all kinds of this stuff. And the thing was heavy. It was like 70 pounds for this thing. So I was pretty, I thought it was cool because I didn't even know what it was. And then I just thought, well, I guess I'll just open it up and see what's inside. Mystery metal buttons. Oh, I didn't see that one. Yeah, I gotta like. Luckily, Jerry took them out last night to the lake, and they had a really good. They went to the airport too, so they had a really good play and run and swim. And then tomorrow, I'm gonna have to clean out my truck though because I can't really fit both of them in there, and she's got the car, so I had to go get my other truck put on the road because she's gonna be gone all week, and I've got to get my so I have to drive a truck into Fort St. John and leave it there, and then get the work truck, and then I drive the work truck back and forth all week. But when I get out here, I have to park the work truck at the yard, and I have no way to get back and forth. And it's really not it's like maybe a 20-minute walk or so, but I have to be there at 5 in the morning, and I really don't feel like getting up at 4 in the morning just so that I can walk to work. So I just put that old F-250 that I got. It doesn't run really great or anything, but it's fine on the highway. So I'm going to drive that in on Monday, and then just use my regular one. But yeah, I had to put insurance on that for until October, because when she's here, she gives me a ride. She goes out for a walk with her friend at like 5, I think 5:15 or something every morning. So she drops me off at work and then meets her friend, and they go out for a walk. Oh, I thought you were tying up crackheads, but I guess not. Oh, these are you talking about? The buttons that these magic buttons or whatever they were, mystery metal buttons. I got a kit. Oh, what's going on here? Nickel is magnet. Oh, it is? I didn't know that. So those nickel coated copper wires and stuff are magnetic. I guess I never even tried. Silver. I don't like. I see so much stuff that has silver in it, but I just keep looking at the price of silver, and I'm like, I'll save the stuff, but I'm not like gonna try and like do what Adam does, where like you try and refine the silver from the stuff. And I get that it would be cool, but I just wouldn't do it. Like, yeah, you guys know me by now. Like I don't do half of the stuff I want to. I bought a furnace like over a year ago, and I still haven't even fired it up once. I did spray the kale wool with rigidizer though, so I'm proud of myself for that. Oh, what else is new? I don't know where my wife is. I should see if she's texted me. No, she is not. Maybe she doesn't love me like she says she does. Maybe she really does love e-waste Mike. Maybe she's on her way to e-waste Mike's right now. I should get my mind racing. Oh, another good thing is I phoned the sleep clinic the other day, and I said, listen, like, you guys called me a month ago and told me that you had my results and that the doctor was going to call me. I said, that was a month ago. She's like, oh, well, we're sorry, but the doctor's on leave. I said, is there another doctor? Like if you have my results, why can't somebody give them to my own doctor? And so today she phoned me back, and I've got an appointment on Tuesday. So I'm gonna find out about my CPAP machine and all that. So I'm. This has been like maddening. Just waiting. Oh, she'll have smoke for you, but it's the kind that relaxes her. So don't you worry. She wouldn't be there yet, Daniel. She just left. She left Honda in Fort St. John after getting the brakes done at like 1 o'clock this afternoon. There's no way she's in Michigan. But she did get her brakes done. Maybe she got a little bit of engine work done too, and she'll get there pretty quick. I don't know. Yeah, it was bad here to do too. Or not actually not here, but in Fort St. John it was really bad. Is it orange down there? Like, does it make your whole sky look orange? Because that's what it does here. Like, you'll go outside in the morning and everything's orange. Like, there's just this weird orange light. Well, she'll need it. That's a long way. She's probably watching this chat just to see what kind of degenerates we are before she comes in. But probably not. What time is it? It's 7:45. Yeah, she doesn't love me. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't figure. I started coughing this afternoon, and I'm kind of wondering what the deal was. And then I was looking around. I was like, oh, it's the smoke in the air. Night, Sean. Before you go, did Edmonton win? Or are they still playing? Yeah, she knows. Oh, poor Dan didn't even get to have a birthday. He had to work tonight. Poor fella. My boss says today, like, go Canada. And I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, oh, the Oilers tonight. And I said, what about them? He said, well, they're playing for the Stanley Cup. Oh, who are they playing against? He said, Florida. I'm like, wow, Florida. Like, I don't know. I know that players go from everywhere, but it just seems weird to me that there's like Florida hockey teams and that they can keep the ice cold enough there. Canada is slowly killing you. And I don't know why you don't just get another lung, man. Like, I've heard of iron lungs. Couldn't you get one of them? You surely come across enough iron. Losing 4-3. Oh, okay. Not that I really care, but I don't know what they're even at in the standings. I think he said it was game 3 or something tonight. Maybe they're 1-1. I don't know. I really don't even care anymore. Ever since the players' strike, baseball and hockey, I quit watching them. And before everybody gets mad, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Yeah, all of a sudden you get too much oxygen to your heart. That'll be it. Communist. Oh, man. You need to travel to the places where there is communism. Because I can tell you that there won't be any fuck Putin flags flying. I've already started seeing the fuck Carney stickers on the back windows now. I'm thinking, wow, you guys didn't even give him a chance. No, he didn't. It takes a lot. Well, Steve's pissed off all the time, but it takes a lot for me to get pissed off, or just one neighbor. Yeah, I feel bad for old Carney because I really don't know anything about him, but like I already know that everybody here hates his guts. Even though I think he's from the north, he's from like the territories, I think, or the Yukon. But yeah, crazy. It's all right because he also pisses off Americans, British, Irish. Czechs, Polish. I'm sure the list goes on. I'm not too sure. I don't do anything I want to do. I do. Oh, there should be a period there, buddy. Yes. Do what you need to do, man. The I'm kind of lucky, like this job is, I'm 53 now, like it's pretty hard on me, but it's a good job. It pays me well, and so I can't complain about that. And the big thing is it keeps me busy to where I don't even take coffee breaks, and sometimes don't even take a lunch, and still go like snot, and then all of a sudden it's the end of the day, and I'm not tired from working because it's easy. I'm just driving around in a pretty new truck with a pretty comfortable seat. So, but yeah, it's I am lucky in that sense because like I've got tons of like learning disabilities and stuff where there's not a lot of things I can do, and this is something that I don't know if it's just the nature of truck driving. Even when I was doing long haul, I had no problem like hopping in a truck in Toronto and going to California and then going to Vegas and picking something up and then heading to Vancouver or whatever. I really enjoy being out on the road, and I think it gives me something to do. I'm being productive. Plus, I have all kinds of time to think and make up scenarios in my head. That's the main thing. One of the things I can't do is edit. Although I do try to make it relatively easy to watch by cutting out an hour out of every hour and a half worth of film. So you guys can thank me for that. Yeah, you were choking on your gagger that you got at the dispensary, though. Don't blame Canada for that. You can blame Canada for a lot of things, like delicious maple syrup, bacon. Oh, the dog's barking. He barks at the crackhead. Like there's some of the customers that go in, the dog will just sit out there and just bark at them. I'm just like, you keep doing that. Well, I don't know. Oh, that's good. I'm glad I can help. Not my wife texting me. Oh, they're just telling me that we're gonna have a really hot, smoky day tomorrow. That's good to know. Crown Royal, yes. I've actually been having a little bit of Crown Royal here and there lately, and when I was a kid, I never bought it because it was expensive. We just bought the cheap stuff because we were just mixing it with Coke. But now that I drink it straight, I've really learned to enjoy the Crown Royal. I do some things. Hot here is 23 degrees. Well, it was 33 degrees one day last week. That was hot. That's like 90 something, 91 maybe or something like that. But way too hot. Oh, I have fun, man. I try anyhow. What else are you going to do? 30 on Sunday and Monday. Say it ain't. So I'm going to try and get Monday off because we have nobody to look after the dogs. Plus, I want to get some stuff done. So ours, yeah, we're gonna get to 27 tomorrow, which is or Sunday, but back down to 21 on Monday. And then it's gonna get cooler. We need rain though. We really need rain. No, I think you asked me this last time, but I haven't. Oh, hey Brent, how's it going, buddy? Crown Royal apple. They do have that at the pub here. And I when she said, "Oh, do you want Crown Royal apple?" and I was like, "No," but oh, maybe I should. I should give it a try. It's that there every day. What, 90? Well, yeah, you're in Houston. Yeah. You got to expect that there. Like I moved I moved up as close to the Arctic as I was comfortable with to get away from heat. But I mean, we've had like 43-degree days up here, and that's insane. Luckily, it's really dry, and it's you people aren't dying. But like when I lived in Ontario, if we were getting 43 degrees, like people would be dying in the streets in Toronto. Like that's just crazy heat. I don't even know what 43 is. Let me just look that up. 109. Like that's too hot. 109 degrees. I guess you've probably seen that there. I know I have friends in Arizona that have talked about like seeing it 110, 115 or something like that. But I'm sure everybody around you will thank you for that. So I don't like. Do you go out and buy a bottle of it? Like to me, I should just try it just because maybe I would want to buy a bottle. But like when I see that stuff in the liquor store, I'm just kind of like, I'm not taking the chance on it. Spend $60 or whatever. I guess you can get a small bottle. Like I don't know. I really don't know if you can. Maybe you can get a Mickey or something of it. But yeah, I don't know. That's not my wife either. She doesn't love me. Well, at least she left me the dogs and the cats. Oh man, I got yeah, I love this Glenmorangie for the price. It's like it's fairly cheap. It was the very first Scotch I ever had that I liked, and but I mean that really the last time I had Scotch before that was when I was 15, and we went to a party, and some guy brought out this thing of J&B, and we didn't have any mix, so we were drinking it with water, and I was just like, that's disgusting. But now I really like Scotch, most of it. Crown Royal Apple with Sunny D. You, I man, that seems like a waste of expensive whiskey. But I guess. Yeah, that was when we had it here too, because I was working the security and my air conditioning died, so I went and like I was freaking out because I had to work like 12-hour shifts and just sitting there, and I went and got those canisters. I think it's called Red Tech, and you buy this little kit and there's a sealant, and it worked. And like I was so thankful for that because we're not somewhere where we can just go to a mechanic and get the air conditioning fixed. Like you have to book it a week or two in advance in Fort St. John. So I I was so happy that worked and I was able to survive because that was a awful heat wave. And you get pretty bad humidity down there too, don't you, in Vernon? Yeah, I choose to edit. I kind of think you might be lagging behind there, Roadhog. Um, I edit just because I can't even stand myself most of the time, and like 40 minutes of me struggling through something is enough to make anybody shoot themselves, and I don't want any of you to die. It's too good. Oh, maybe I'll have to try it. I will go to the pub though, and I'll just order one and taste it. The I'm curious now what the oh, it is dry there, Alton. Oh, I guess like the I guess the whole Okanagan Valley's pretty dry, even though you got lots of lake around there. Yeah, I that's the thing that we love the most here. I remember when we first moved here, like in Ontario, if you opened a bag of chips and you just left them open for an hour in the summer, they would be completely stale. And when when Jerry came out here just for a visit, we were staying at a friend's place, and so we had been sitting around having some drinks, and he had a bag of nachos sitting on the counter. And then when we got up for breakfast, he reaches in, he pulls out some nachos, and he kind of hands the bag over to Jerry. And she's like, "Oh God, no, no, I'm not." And he's like, "What? I thought you liked the nachos." And she said, "Not the next day." And he said, "Oh, okay." And he takes a bite and it goes crunch. And she's like, "Did that thing crunch?" And then I realize that she's not used, like she's so used to the soggy chips. I said, "Oh yeah," I said, "It's dry here. Like you can eat the chips the next day." But yeah, we like it back there. It just I didn't even buy chips most of the time, or you just buy a little small bag because you only bought what you could finish right then. Yeah, I think that I think you're running a little lag there, Road Dog. You're you maybe are just hearing me telling you earlier that you're lagging a bit. Hi, Banks. Is there something you need? What do you need? No, we're not doing anything. The hottest day in record in Dallas, 115. Oh wow, that's it, eh? I really would have thought it would be higher than that. And I remember when I was in Houston, it was really humid too. But I didn't think like the northern part of Texas was up there, and it was actually below freezing at night. Um, I just can't remember where. It was like just one little thing that jutted up at the top, and the interstate went through. But yeah, there like I went to get water for my rad, and the guy said, "Oh yeah, the hose is around back," and the hose was frozen, which just completely stunned me. 47% is not too bad. When it's after a rain, we get like sometimes up to 60, but it doesn't stay long. 100 years ago, it got what? 115. It must still get up that high though, or like close to that. Because what are they? My friends lived in Scottsdale. Yeah, I remember that being in Houston, and it was like, but it was right after a hurricane, so I think that probably adds a lot of humidity too. Um, I just have to look up like Phoenix. Yeah, so Phoenix, 122 degrees in 1990, June 26th. 122. That's insane. That, like, when we were dehydrating fruits and vegetables, we dehydrated it at like 122. So you can just think of what kind of people jerky that's making out in the desert. Oh man. Anyways, cheers everybody. Thanks for coming and having a drink with me, even if I'm the only one drinking. When he said that we were done at 3, and then we actually got done at like 1 o'clock, but because the grader broke down, but I went and washed the truck and that because it needs a service. So, but yeah, I ended up getting done at 3, and I was just like, oh, I got all this time. What am I gonna do? And I wanted to go to Canadian Tire. I got to get one of those drop down trailer hitches. Oh, good. Cheers, Steve. Um, because that tent trailer that I converted on my truck, it sits on an angle, and so I've got to drop the ball down like at least 6 inches. So I meant to go get one of those, but then while I was getting everything else ready and I had to get the insurance and stuff, I looked at the clock and it's like 5 o'clock, and I'm like, oh man, I got an hour and a half to get home, and the live's at 7, so I just boogied. All right, Brent, I can appreciate bedtime. I've been known all week to go to bed at 7:30 or 8. So you have a good night, buddy, and have a great weekend. And hope you get lots of farming done, or just pre-farming. Take care. The I'm ashamed to admit this, but I've never tried Guinness. I've uh, I've like I've wanted to. I have nothing against it. It looks interesting. It looks thick and dark. Um, and I have been at pubs where they have it, but to me, it always seemed like a breakfast beer. Like it just seems more like a meal than a light party beer. And generally, if I go to a bar, it's not to sit down and drink heavy stuff. But I did see that you can get it in cans, and I had some of the empty cans that I picked up, and they have like a ball in it, and which I'm sure that's got a purpose. But I should maybe grab a 6-pack of them and try them. So yeah, see, you're still you're still a ways behind, bud. um, yeah, I can't be bothered with like going to the phone and stopping and starting, so I just let it record all the way through and then go back and cut it out. It's generally not a problem, but I've been like for 2 weeks I've been editing an 8-minute video. Like I just every time I get to the pit for lunch, I'll think, oh, I'm gonna sit down for half an hour and do some editing. But then people come over, like, there's 6 other drivers, a loader operator, and that they'll come over and they want to sit around and bullshit. So, I oblige because I love bullshitting. But yeah, it's hard to get motivated to sit down and edit. I am gonna do it this weekend though. Oh, porters. Oh, I remember a cream porter ale. I think it was Molson's cream porter ale. And there was an old man that we used to, when we went deer hunting up in well, I guess central Ontario, but we called it northern Ontario. Um, we always stopped. He was an old game warden, and he had long retired, and he probably had 30 deer eaten, like whitetails eaten at this bale feeder he had just for deer. and he always drank these cream porter ales, and they sat by his wood stove, and it just made me feel sick, and I never tried one. He offered them to me, and I was just like, no thank you. I could not sit and drink a stove warm beer. But I've never seen them since then. Maybe they don't make them anymore, but I would like to try some different beer. The Guinness. Yeah, I'm you know what? That's what I'm gonna do this weekend. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get a little mixer pack of different kinds of beers and try some different ones. I know I do not like IPAs, so as long as I can stay away from that, I'm not a big hops fan. You got some white wine spritzers. I didn't realize you could buy a white wine spritzer. I thought you had to make it with like ginger ale and wine or something like that. Or maybe I'm thinking of something else. It pops off when you crack the can. What does that mean? It pops off. The ball? The No, I'm curious. I'm gonna have to look that up later. Oh, that's the roach you just smoked, buddy. Ew. What's ew? Oh, the ginger ale? Yeah. Or I don't know what's ew. Oh, the are you talking about the cream porter ale at the stove? Yeah, that was weird. Spritzers are an Okanagan thing. Well, I know lots of people have like they'll be like, "Oh, I'll have a white wine spritzer," but I see the bartenders mixing stuff together to get them the white wine spritzer. The small plastic ball inside Guinness cans is called a widget or smoothifier. It's a small white nitrogen-filled ball that releases nitrogen gas into the beer when the can is opened. Oh, into the beer. Hmm. Is the nitrogen gas something that like is nitrogen what they put in like when you're getting your keg tapped and that is there nitrogen in that? Is that why they put it in the cans? Do you know? Wineries here. Yeah, I guess you guys are. Yeah, you guys have probably have some pretty cool stuff. Like I know my cousin, she's a lawyer in Kelowna, and like she has a law. I don't know what you call it, company law, whatever. She owns a. It's called Touchstone Law, maybe. But she goes on like these when she has clients. They'll come and like take her on these vineyard tours in a helicopter, and I guess I guess they got some pretty cool stuff. Like I'm not a wine drinker. I like red wine sometimes, but like this some of the stuff she says, she goes, "Oh, I tried this and that." I don't even remember half of the names, but yeah, these like because it's all real estate law, so I think people buy a vineyard or whatever, and maybe she does the deal, and like they're, hey, we want you to come out, and they like a helicopter will come and pick her up and take her out to this vineyard. Like I don't know, man. She got the brains in the family. Her and her both of her brothers are like the one brother's a like I don't know what you call him. He's a lawyer, but he's like all business law, but he's on the board of directors of several companies worldwide. Like he lives in Singapore, I think, and he just flies all over the world like all the time for all these different company things. And he owns a couple of companies. One of them, he designs cocktail bars like all over the world. Like so, they just go to somebody wants a cocktail bar. I guess it's like really rich people, and they want the fanciest cocktail bar, and then him and his partner go and they design the bar, and then they have their company come in and build the bars and stuff. Like I don't have that kind of anything. Double down on the vomit. Oh, so they okay. I wonder how nitrogen. I don't really. I'm not a chemist of any sort, but I just wonder how nitrogen smoothifies something. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna probably hit the fart sack soon, but yeah, the you're welcome always to hang out in here. Won't let you do that. Oh, I see what you mean, but by are you sure you're not lagging? You mean your memory won't let you just record the whole video? Yeah, I have to delete like as soon as sometimes I'll just put the video onto YouTube as an unlisted video and then delete it off my phone because I'm running out of space. But because I don't do any editing, I have so many videos that are just like sitting there. So I hear you, man. I did get a thing. It was kind of neat. It was a USB C to a USB thing, and then I could put a like a memory stick in and like a flash drive, and then I could transfer stuff onto the flash drive. But then I found that a pain in the ass because I kept losing the flash drive. So I'm hoping that when the sleep doctor gets my head cleared up, if he does, that I can start to focus better on keeping track of stuff. Hi, do you really need to just be right there? The door's open and you've had food. Okay, I love you too. Anyhow, yeah, what else? Nothing else is new with you guys. Steve, I saw you did a video. Very good. I know it was an older one, but good on you for getting it out. Nass, I don't see anything out of you. Again, shaming, trying to. I know you've got some on your on your phone too. I'm sure. The I haven't seen any more Mike. I don't know why. Like Mike's the star of the show, man. That's right. Last time you were good. I think I just gotten into bed and there was a video from you. The I do want like we actually planned on coming down there late in the spring, but then I got laid off, and because I didn't know how long I was going to be laid off for, Jerry got scared, and then she canceled her time off request. So now we're gonna take our time off maybe in September. Or yeah, like that must be nice, man. I get so much stuff and nobody wants to buy it. I think because everybody here is like, what do you mean you're trying to sell that back? It's mine. I like I threw it out. We don't have enough people. That's the one nice thing about down there. Like you can just put something on Facebook. I don't know what's the population there. You're in where are you in Penticton or some not Summerland? Penticton? I can't remember. Kelowna, Penticton. Where Mac is in Kelowna, right? Or is he in Penticton? You're in Kelowna. Mac's not. Mac's somewhere near Kelowna though. Yeah, I like here our 750 people can't support a really big Facebook marketplace. Peachland, right? And then my friends that are here, they're in Summerland. Oh, look, it's my wife. Oh, yeah, she's gonna be a while. Okay, I gotta tell her that Mike misses her. That's nice, eh? She texts me and I tell her Mike misses her, not that I miss her. La Firm. I'm lost there. The so yeah, I gotta get back down there because I know Peachland is right by Kelowna. Summerland's like somewhere there too, right? Like it's I don't know. Is it south of Kelowna? Summerland? Anyways, they do like a she was like running a theater or something there. She like I know she keeps doing there's a play, some play about COVID or something. Oh, okay. Yeah, right. So hey Chris, how's it going, buddy? Thanks for popping in. Summerland is just south of Peachland. So, like, I mean, really, isn't all of it Peachland down there? Like, when I've gone down there, there's peaches growing all over the place. It's not like they're just, sorry, you guys can only stay here. Or was that just like a place where peaches were naturally growing and they just were like, hey, man, this is Peachland? I can't wait to find Plumland. Chris is good. That's good. Cheers. Cheers. Cheers, everybody. Oh, I'm low. Luckily, I still have some ice left. Oh, man. I gotta say, I do like the Glenmorangie, but I don't like it nearly as much as the good stuff that Glenfiddich that my wife bought me. Man, like I know that $200 is an insane amount to pay for a bottle of liquor, but like when I have a drink of that, I'm just like, oh wow, this is so good. I just don't. I couldn't sit down and be like, it's taken me close to 2 years to get half the bottle into me because I'm just afraid to like it too much. But man, what do you mean smash the thumbs up? Okay. Not only in Newfoundland. Oh, you just stopped to say hi and bye. You're going to bed early. It's already late there, isn't it? It's like 8:20 here, isn't it? Like 11:20 there. So not really early. But cheers, buddy, and thanks for stopping in and saying hi and bye. What's this one? Oh, dildo. Dildo, Newfoundland. That's isn't Jimmy Kimmel the honorary mayor of Dildo, Newfoundland, or something like that? Oh, that's why we haven't been getting. We usually have. There was a lady that used to come up here maybe 3 times in the summer, and she would go down there and load her truck up with the fruit. And then, like, we would all order stuff, and then she'd go down there and haul like a big truckload of fruit up here. She hasn't been here in the last couple of years. It's, yeah, it was really good. We used to can a lot. Like, we'd can cherries and um, make all kinds of jams and stuff like that because it was really convenient. And I know we could drive into Fort St. John and buy like stuff that I don't even know where it would come from because the cold snap would probably hit like Washington State and stuff too, right? If it hit down there, but I don't know. He should be. I'm pretty sure he is. Like I remember seeing there. I think it was last year or something. Who should come there? I'm not going to Michigan. The as soon as I get there, I would be able to feel the laser stares from East Mike. Yeah, well, hopefully she'll be coming back this year. Like, I know that at least last year she wasn't coming because there was no fruit to get. But I know the ones that are in Fort St. John, they have like huge tractor trailers and they go down, so they probably go right into the States and grab like somewhere. Because somebody's got to have fruit. Because like I did see fruit up here, but it was really expensive, and it wasn't from Canada. It was from the States, maybe California or I don't know. But yeah, I'll let me just check and see if I could get there in 2 days. Nope, that's all I have off. You had to go. Oh, you guys had to get fruit from California. Yeah, like not cool. But I mean, I guess we live in Canada, and it's bound to happen here or there. So, is it the like you get a cold snap when the blossoms come out and it kills all the fruit before it has a chance to go, or that's got to be it, eh? I can't wait to start getting some like fresh fruit this year. That's like I know it's not really fresh, but it's pretty fresh. Like she drives straight from Kelowna, wherever she picks this up in the Okanagan. I'm pretty sure it's Kelowna, and then she drives straight up here. But she like puts out a thing asking, what people want, and then everybody tells her, and then she tries to get that so that she knows that the stuff is sold, and then she brings a bunch of extra stuff like extra cases of cherries and that. It's pretty nice. I know it's more expensive than we would pay down there, but she's also hauling a truckload of fruit up here, and it's like a 1 ton truck, so um, it's like full. Even like her whole back is full, and then she also fills up the back and the passenger seat, and like that all gets sold right here. She says, "I'll be there at the post office at this time. Everybody come and pick up their stuff." So it's pretty good. You can't just buy like a pound. You've got to buy a whole case of stuff, which is fine. Like it's it's always coming straight from a farm, so it's not going to go bad in a week or anything. But yeah, it's it's a benefit of living here, but it's we have looked at property down there, but it's always like so expensive. We're just kind of like, you know, I'm getting tired. I really don't want to work that hard just to pay for a place. So in January, oh, isn't that weird? I would have thought it was like a cold snap that would happen in like April or something. Or no, I guess the blossoms are coming out before April down there. But like, yeah, I just assumed like the things would have to have started growing, and that's when it kills it. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not a arborist, so got below -20 for almost a week. Is that like as cold as it gets there? I because like I mean, our fruit trees have fruit on them pretty well every year, and it gets way colder than that. But maybe it's also the tree. Like ours are apple trees, and I've had we had some apricot trees here that grew, but we had only had apricots on them one winter or one summer, so maybe it just didn't get quite too cold there. Well, no, I know it's cold. Like -20 is cold everywhere. I just didn't realize it was enough to kill, like to make it so trees don't grow fruit. I always thought that those cold snaps were like after they had already started, and a cold snap would come in, kill the stuff off, and then it didn't have a chance to grow. I didn't realize it could stop it from starting to grow. So that's yeah. I I know that they can, but we don't get apples anything like you guys get. Like I've got a Honeycrisp tree. I've only ever seen 3 Honeycrisp apples, and they were like this big. So they I think certain apple trees. We also have a Norland red tree, and it grows a bunch of apples every year, but they only get like this big. Wait, that big. And then like I can go over to the store and buy the whatever it is C grade, like you buy the whole bag for $5 or whatever. I can buy those apples, and they're way bigger than the apples I get. And I always think to myself, why do you even bother growing apples? You can't, like, you never get enough to eat. Like, I'll get 2 apples and I'm like, oh, look at these. Yay, that was a delicious apple. But in reality, it was just an okay apple. I mean, I have friends that come up from they'll come up from the Okanagan with Honey Crisps, like so big that you could barely get your fist around them. And like when you try to bite into them, they're just too big. And you have to like stick 2 teeth in and trying to gnaw a little corner out. Yeah, like, I feel embarrassed when I see my apples. You cut it down. Well, did you at least use the wood to smoke meat? I guess we don't really have bugs that get into apples. I've never seen like worms in any of the apples, but one year I bought a whole bunch of fruit trees. Canadian Tire. I don't know where they came from, but I rented an excavator and I dug all the holes because our like clay yard, I just couldn't dig with the shovel, and got all the holes dug and filled them all in with like good dirt and bone meal and all that. And one of the apple trees, it started to bud and it was full of aphids. And then somehow the aphids, before I noticed them, got to all the other trees and wrecked everything. And I sold the property the next year. I was so mad, but I did get way better money for it. I got like an extra 30 grand for planting those trees, so it wasn't too bad. I had to give half of that to my ex, though, and a quarter of it to the lawyers. In the end, I think I got $11,000 extra over top, and it wasn't worth having to be with her. I would have been better off saving the 2 years of my life. That's neither here nor there. Man, I really needed a nice little unwind session. It would have been good if my old lady was here, but oh wait, what's she doing? Oh, she wants to know how long I will be on. Wait, audio clip. Let me see here. Oh wait. How do I? Oh, I gotta hit play. That's weird. I know it's an audio clip, but nothing on there. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I should get off here. I should clean up and get ready for bed. Play with the dogs a little bit. I haven't had a chance to. I fed them, and that was about it. That's probably why this asshole here is laying here kind of staring at me. But anyhow, you guys, thanks for popping in and hanging out with me. I happy to have somebody to talk to. I think I'll finish this one and hit the hay and then get up. I got apparently the district's starting to get a little upset about how unruly my yard is, so I'm spending this whole weekend just cleaning the yard and making it so that they don't shut me down, because I have to. My wife works there, and I'm sure it's embarrassing for her. Like, I don't get embarrassed really, but I do understand other people do. So, but I do appreciate you guys coming in, and thanks for hanging out, and I'll try and get back in here again next Friday. Peace out. Wait, how do I shut this off? Oh, there.